What's up guys, this is Miasin, and I'm really excited to show you guys my Dragonmaid combo video and deck profile because this deck just got custom card support. It is not even funny how broken the new cards are. But yeah, I will be showing you guys the 4 combos as well as the deck profile, and I think this is my first time looking at Dragonmaid in this channel because this deck has not really received any love in the past like 5 years or something. But yeah, before we go any further, y'all, you know the drill, smash the like and the subscribe button, and if this video can get to 1,000 likes, which I know for a fact that we can, especially with all the Dragonmaid fans out there, I will be making a spreadsheet video on this deck, and you don't want to miss it out. Anyways, combo number 1, all we have is a Kitchen Dragonmaid or Parlor Dragonmaid. It is the exact same combo. Look at what you can do. So normal summon, and then you can search your deck for a Dragonmaid monster, and then you gotta discard a Dragonmaid, or at least send one Dragonmaid monster from your hand to the graveyard. And we're gonna be searching the other fire monster. So now we got 2 fire Dragonmaids with, well, obviously the same attribute with different levels, so we can contact fuse for Lady's Dragonmaid by banishing one from the field, one from the graveyard. And on special summon, you get to summon a level 4 lower Dragonmaid monster from your deck, doesn't negate the effect. And then during the standby phase, so your standby phase, your opponent's standby phase, you can fusion summon a Dragon Fusion monster from your extra deck, any Dragon Fusion, even like Borreload Furious and stuff like that, by shuffling the materials from your field and or banished into the deck. So you also recycle back your resources, and it makes it so that Shifter doesn't really bother this deck. Anyways, we will now be special summoning the Chamber Dragonmaid, which will search for the Hospitality, and then link off into the Striker Dragon, revive back the Chamber. And then you can also send a Dragonmaid monster with the same attribute when you revive back a monster with Hospitality. By the way, Hospitality also can summon from the hand, which does matter sometimes because your hand can be a little awkward. It can be Hospitality with one of the big dragons, and it looks like a really bad hand, but thanks to the new support, it actually ends up being full combo. Anyways, obviously, we've got 2 dragon monsters, so might as well make a Hieratic Seal, and on the opponent's turn, even though this may not look like a lot, it is actually 4 interruptions because we can contact fuse into the Sheu, or at least actually fusion summon, not contact fuse. And then Sheu still in standby phase, revive back that chamber, so it also gets us follow-up, which is going to be searching the Hospitality. And also, once we negate something with Sheu, we transform it into House Dragonmaid. And this card's not too bad, because when one of our dragon monsters returns back to the hand, we can target a monster the opponent controls and then destroy it. So our opponent is going to be playing the game a little bit, Kitchen Dragonmaid, whatever, and then summon the lady, and then whatever, summon another monster. Okay, eventually we're going to be going into battle phase, and this is where we can use our chamber and then bounce back to the hand, revive back the Dragonmaid's turn. And since a dragon monster returned back to the hand, we can trigger the trigger the house and then destroy an opponent's monster. And we also have Hieratic Seal, bounce back another card on the field. And off of the Hieratic Seal, we can summon something like the Bestial Baldrake. And this can banish a Fusion, Synchro, Xyz, or Link monster when it is summoned by attributing another light or dark monster. So yeah, not too bad. And obviously this gets a lot of follow-up going, so even if your board gets picked apart, it doesn't matter. Even if your opponent ends on monsters that can't be destroyed or whatever, you can summon Chaos Angel, and you have a lot of removal. Okay, so Chamber Dragonmaid is also obviously a 1-card combo, but it's just a little different because we have to use the Hospitality first, and we obviously can't search the Tidying if we have to search the Monster Reborn. So it's not the exact same as the combo number 1, but it still ends up being the same because we can also send the Tidying with the Parlor here, because that's just like an extra step that, I mean, an extra option that we have now that we didn't have before, because before we had to go like Parlor or Kitchen and then summon the Chamber and then search Hospitality and then send the big dragon monster. But Tidying is also a Monster Reborn, so it gives us even more follow-up. But if you only play one Tidying and you send it here, it means that you can't search it later on. So maybe it might be a good idea to not do that and then maybe send another monster so that your Dragonmaid monsters, they can start doing their battle phase shenanigans where you bounce them back to the hand and then you revive back a monster. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing here, revive back the Lopar. And by the way, they all have cute continuous effects that read like cannot be destroyed by card effects while you control a fusion monster, or like your other fusion monsters cannot be destroyed by card effects, which is not too bad, honestly. Okay, so what can you do if you have, let's say, Dragonmaid Lorpar with the Hospitality and something like the Bestial Lubellion, for example? Well, first of all, the Lorpar doesn't have to be Lorpar. It can be any of the Dragonmaid monsters because we're just going to summon it off of the Hospitality and then send the equivalent and then still summon the Lady's Dragonmaid. And that is going to be special summoning It's Your Girl Chamber, which is, of course, going to be searching the Tidying. This card is a great interruption. You can bounce back any card the opponent controls. And one of your own dragon monster, which it's kind of crack when I think about it, because you can return back your own Magnamut to the hand and then use the effect again, which is a little disgusting. And by the way, speaking of the Magnamut, you're going to be searching off of it right now, so going to be getting the Baldrake. And yeah, this can also summon nasty monsters such as Quakimeru Drago. So against the light and dark decks, there's pretty much no way you lose. Yeah, this is a pretty much unbreakable board because we have the exact same setup as before, but the Hieratic Seal can summon anything. We have Baldrake with Druisworm, potentially. We have the Regain to revive back the Magnamut for even more follow-up. We have the Tiding to bounce back another card on the field. So that's like 6-7 interruptions. And last but obviously not least, this is what you can do when you have a full hand of a lot of gas cards. So Black Metal Dragon, the Chamber, the Parlor, as well as the Bestial Lubellion. So every single card here is gonna serve a purpose, except obviously for the Imperm. This is just like a random non-engine that I drew, and this was me drawing a random hand. So I managed to make it work. Really managed to get the most out of every single card in this hand, which is very interesting. But yeah, we're going to be searching the Magnamut off of the Lubellion. Make sure that you mitigate the impact of Jewel and Logbird as much as possible. So the first search should be something like the Red Eyes Black Metal, Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon before we get to search the Magnamut. But yeah, Lubellion into Magnamut and then summon. Get back the Lubellion, get the Regained, and then we're going to be drawing a card when we summon that Red Eyes Darkness Metal because we do have to banish the Striker Dragon. And then we're going to be going Red Eyes Darkness Metal, summon the Parlor from the hand, which then sends the Lorpar, and then summon the Lady. Lady is going to be summoning the Kitchen, and Kitchen is going to be doing something very interesting here. We're going to be searching the new monster, Dragonmaid Stern, and we're going to be discarding the Chamber that we had in the hand. So even if you have a lot of Dragonmaid monsters, this is one very crafty way of just getting max value off of them. And then obviously make Hieratic Seal, Dragonmaid Stern effect, discard, revive back the Chamber, search the Tidying, and then link off into IP. So that on top of everything that we could do before, we have Tidying, we have the Seal, we have the Lady, we also fuse into the Sheu on the opponent's turn. We also have an IP Masquerena, and we have a bunch of cards in hand, crazy follow-up, and we can keep reviving back the Chamber. Like, we have freaking 4 cards in hand, and when we trigger that Baldrake, we're going to be drawing an extra card. IP is going to go into SP, Hieratic Seal is going to be summoning a monster from deck, Regain is going to be reviving back the Magnamut, which also gets you an end phase search, Tidying, bounce back another Bestial so that you can Bestial your opponent again. This is just ridiculous. Alrighty, for the deck profile, I wanted to make this as clean and understandable as possible so that even if you have no experience with Dragonmaid, you should still understand what I'm trying to do. So I'm playing 16 Hand Traps, 3 Nibiru, 3 Ash, 3 Veiler, 3 Imperm, as well as 1 Ghost Ogre. That's the only one that I was really able to fit in if I wanted to play one of each of these Bestials, as well as, of course, 3 Lubellion, the Regained. 3 Hospitality, this is a must regardless of how you slice it. You need 3 Hospitality because it, alongside any Dragonmaid, is guaranteed full combo. Even if you normal summon one of these girls and then you get Impermed, you just link it off and then you go Hospitality, revive, and then send the other one, and then you still make Lady. And even if Lady gets Impermed, it's not the end of the world because on the opponent's turn you go Lady again, fuse into Sheu, and then you kind of just win from there. So this deck is low-key actually very good at beating a bunch of Veilers and Imperms, as I've just explained. So yeah, you need 3 Hospitality, you need one of each of the corresponding dragons, so Dark, Fire, and Wind, and fortunately for you, the Dark one is the better one by a long shot, and the Wind one is also not too bad. If you go second, you can break boards with a Lorpar, and honestly, the Tinkek, it's not the best. It's definitely the worst one out of all the 3 that you can play. And the Water attribute is so horrendous that you might as well not play it and just play Black Metal Dragon and Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon instead. So I really like this cute setup of you play 3 baby dragons for each and then 1 giant dragon. It just looks really nice. And this deck is very consistent, even though you have like 12 starters. You have your Lubellions, you have your Hand Traps, and then you have some other crafty ways of still playing the game. So yeah, like I said, you can draw combinations of like Hospitality and a big dragon, and it still works out. For the extra deck, we're playing 2 Sheu, 2 House, 3 Ladies, as well as 1 Borreload Fierce Dragon. You can summon this using 2 Dark Dragon monsters with the effect of Lady's Dragonmaid. And this card's not too bad. You can also banish it from the grave and then revive back a Dark Link monster. So you can revive back something like IP or SP. So it's not too bad, like I said. Chaos Angel, a couple of ways of summoning it. You can use Sheu, you can use House, which is a level 9, as well as like Veiler, or you can use Lady with nothing, never mind. But there's other ways, okay? And you can also use Black Metal with House, and that's like a Light and Dark Chaos Angel. But yeah, I'm pretty sure there were like other ways of summoning Chaos Angel. When I was testing the deck, it came up a few times, so I still recommend playing this card. And then obviously SPIP, the Double Seal, the Striker Dragon. And this card is Spirit with Eyes of Blue. It will come up every now and then. Sometimes your hand is a little weak. It's like Effect Veiler and Lubellion. And all you can really do is normal summon the Effect Veiler and then make a Spirit with Eyes of Blue. And then Lubellion, search the Magnamut, banish, the Veiler, and then, you know, get the Lubellion, get the Regained, and then you make Erratic Seal, and that's still a lot of interruptions with, you know, a pretty mediocre hand. And for the idea section, also, I'm just gonna skip, I mean, I'm gonna go through these cards very quickly. Dark End Evaporation Dragon, you can go into the Light and Darkness Fusion Dragon monster. It's not too bad, but it's only worth playing if you already have a good hand, so I really wanted to focus on consistency and having as many hand traps as possible instead of turning this into a combo deck. So this I really treated as a control mid-range kind of deck, because like I said, I really want to play a lot of hand traps, I want to play a lot of starters. I want to really focus on playing the game and not necessarily on making 25 negates. That's less relevant. Noctovision Dragon, it's not too bad because any of your baby dragons can turn into Striker Dragon, which then triggers Noctovision, and then you can make Erratic Seal and also draw a card. And you can protect your face down Tidying or Imperm from like Cosmic Cyclone. You know, the hidden effect that comes up every now and then, it's definitely not too bad. Nurse Dragonmaid is not relevant. The Earth attribute is... Actually, as a matter of fact, I completely forgot that it even existed. That's insane. Chaos Star Source Dragon, also not too bad with Dark End Evaporation Dragon, so keep that in mind. I don't know why Zeus is there. Underworld Goddess, same. Access Code, I mean, it can be a removal, so why not? Pisty, maybe, if you can maybe trigger it. The World Legacy Guard Dragon Continuous Spell card, that could be cool. Then you can, you know, swap the position of Pisty. And then Dragonmaid Changeover. Honestly, not needed anymore because you have inherent ways of fusion summoning, so this card is a win more. And the Brick more often than not, because you can only really resolve this card if your hand is already good. And if your hand is already good, then you should already be winning, you know? You shouldn't need to play bad cards, quote-unquote. Call by the Grave, Prosperity, it's extra consistency card, so I do respect it. If you want to play something like Prosperity and Sengen Kaimin instead of the Lubellions, you can definitely do that. Extra copies of Tidying for the grindy matchups, and then Salamangreat Elmirage, which I don't really think is needed when you play stuff like Spirit of Eyes of Bloom, but it can come up if your hand is like Ghost Ogre and Lubellion. You can still, at the very least, make an SP or something like that, and then banish your own Lubellion, and then you also draw a card. So another play that you can do when your hand is little dog shit. But yeah, that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys very soon. Peace.